Hello, New York Yankees fans. We have brand new exclusive videos and the latest news for you. Before we get started, we'd like to invite you to join our channel and give this video a like. It's crucial to get exclusive access to the latest updates. The baseball world woke up today to the kind of news that sends shockwaves through every clubhouse, sports bar, and front office across the league. JHOAN DURAN, the fireballer known for breaking radar guns and hitters' confidence alike, has reportedly signed with the New York Yankees in a move that's already being called one of the biggest bullpen upgrades in recent memory. Fans and insiders alike are buzzing, not just because Duran brings a fastball that routinely hits 103 miles per hour, but because he embodies exactly the kind of dominance that the Yankees have been missing in late-game situations. This signing isn't just about numbers or velocity. It's about attitude, swagger, and the aura that comes with a pitcher who knows he can overpower anyone in the box. The Yankees, always known for making headline-grabbing moves, seem to have doubled down on their identity as the franchise that doesn't rebuild, it reloads. And Duran, with his electric stuff and unshakable confidence, fits that mold perfectly. It's the kind of deal that makes rivals nervous and Yankees fans start dreaming about October dominance again, where the lights are brightest and every pitch feels like it could define a season. As the rumor spread, social media exploded with reactions that range from pure disbelief to uncontainable excitement. Videos of Duran's insane pitching highlights resurfaced, showing that 104 miles per hour heater darting past helpless hitters like a blur. Yankees fans flooded comment sections with fire emojis and "Bronx is back" chants, while rival fans grudgingly admitted that New York just got a whole lot scarier. Analysts have already begun speculating how this move reshapes the Yankees' late-inning structure, with Clay Holmes holding down the closer role and Duran slotting in as a devastating setup weapon, or perhaps even sharing ninth-inning duties. This bullpen suddenly looks like one of the most intimidating units in baseball. But what really makes this deal so intriguing is what it says about the Yankees' mindset heading into the next season. They're not satisfied with being competitive. They want to be terrifying. They want opponents stepping into the box thinking, how do we even score off these guys? And with Duran's addition, that's a legitimate question. Behind the scenes, sources say this deal didn't come out of nowhere. The Yankees have reportedly been tracking Duran for months, intrigued not just by his fastball velocity, but by his evolution as a complete reliever. In recent seasons, Duran developed a nasty splitter and a deadly curve that complements his high heat, turning him from a one-trick power arm into a complete nightmare for batters. New York's front office, under Brian Cashman's direction, has been quietly rebuilding its pitching infrastructure, and this signing feels like the crown jewel of that project. They've been studying the blueprint of modern postseason success: dominant bullpens, flexible arms, and guys who can handle the pressure, and Duran checks every single box. Insiders close to the team describe the mood as electric, almost defiant, like the Yankees are sending a message to the rest of the league. We're done waiting. And if the reports of the contract value are accurate, they were willing to pay premium dollars to make that statement loud and clear. Still, not everyone is convinced that this move guarantees instant success. Some critics point out that high-velocity relievers often come with durability risks, and Duran has had his share of minor injuries. The pressure of pitching in New York, where the lights are blinding and the fans are unforgiving, can also test even the most talented players. Yet, those who've watched Duran closely insist that he's built differently. His competitive edge, his refusal to back down, and his love for big moments suggest he'll thrive under the Yankee Stadium spotlight. This isn't a player who shies away from intensity. He feeds off it. And when that Enter Sandman style energy kicks in, you can already picture the crowd rising, phones out, capturing that blur of red and navy as Duran unleashes pure velocity. For the Yankees, the risk feels worth it. They didn't sign Duran to play it safe. They signed him to finish games with authority. Around the league, rival executives are already recalibrating their offseason plans. The AL East, already one of baseball's most brutal divisions, just got even more competitive. The Blue Jays and Orioles, who've been stockpiling young talent and developing deep lineups, now have to prepare for late innings where runs might be nearly impossible to come by. Even the Red Sox fan base, still dreaming of a comeback year, is reportedly deflated by the news, with many acknowledging that the Yankees just made a power move that could tilt the balance of the rivalry. Scouts are whispering that this bullpen might be the deepest the Yankees have fielded since the prime days of Chapman and Betances. And if DURAN stays healthy, there's talk of redefining what a closer by committee could look like in a modern era, a dynamic mix of power arms that make every final 6 outs feel inevitable. The Yankees clubhouse, according to early reports, is ecstatic. Veterans love the message this move sends. Management is all in. Younger pitchers, meanwhile, get to learn firsthand from a reliever who's redefining what raw power looks like in today's game. The culture in the bullpen is expected to shift overnight. More confidence, more energy, more bite. DURAN's arrival doesn't just bring velocity, it brings identity. And that's something the Yankees have been craving since their last deep playoff run. Inside the organization, there's a growing belief that this signing could be the missing puzzle piece, the spark that takes a good roster and turns it into a championship contender. Fans can already imagine the playoff atmosphere. The lights dim, the crowd roars, and DURAN strides to the mound like a force of nature, ready to close the door on anyone daring to challenge the Bronx. What's fascinating about this whole situation is how quickly narratives have shifted. Just a week ago, analysts were wondering if the Yankees would stay quiet this offseason, focusing on depth rather than star power. But this move changes everything. It's a statement of intent. It says, we're the Yankees, and we're done being polite. Every era of Yankee dominance has had a signature bullpen weapon, from Rivera's cutter to Chapman's fastball, and now DURAN could be that next chapter in the story. It's not just about throwing hard. It's about intimidation, presence, and psychological warfare. Hitters facing New York late in games will have to mentally prepare for chaos. The Yankees have essentially weaponized adrenaline, and DURAN is the trigger. Fans love it, the media loves it, and deep down, even rival players respect it. This isn't just another signing. It's a seismic event that could define the tone of an entire season. But as every seasoned baseball watcher knows, hype doesn't win games. Execution does. That's where the real intrigue lies. Can DURAN sustain his dominance over a full season in the Bronx pressure cooker? Can Aaron Boone manage his workload smartly, balancing intensity with longevity? Those are the questions that will define this experiment. Still, there's something undeniably exciting about the unknown. You can feel in the way fans talk about it, in the gleam of the players' eyes during interviews, in the tension that builds before that first pitch hits the mitt at 104 miles per hour. Baseball thrives on stories like this. The hero, the stage, the expectations. And for the Yankees, the story just got a new main character with a fastball that sounds like thunder. The Bronx doesn't just want wins. It wants drama, fire, and dominance. DURAN delivers all three. It's worth remembering, too, that the Yankees don't make moves like this in isolation. Every big signing is part of a larger strategy, a chess game that extends far beyond one player. By locking down DURAN, they're not just improving their bullpen, they're changing the psychology of every matchup. Opponents know that even if they manage to chase a starter early, they're not out of danger. If anything, they've just entered a harder battle. The Yankees can now shorten games, effectively turning 9 innings into 6. That's how dynasties are built, through control, precision, and fear. The front office understands that championships aren't just won with bats. They're sealed with shutdown arms. And that's exactly what DURAN represents, finality. When he steps on that mound, it's not just the end of an inning, it's the end of hope for the other side. As the excitement builds and speculation turns to spring training, the Yankees fan base feels a renewed sense of pride. There's talk of destiny again, of banners, of reclaiming the throne that feels rightfully theirs. You can hear it in sports radio debates, see it in jersey sales, feel it in the city's energy. Baseball in New York has always been about moments that transcend the sport, times when performance meets mythology. Jhoan Duran's arrival feels like the beginning of one of those moments. No one knows how it'll end, but that's what makes it beautiful. The uncertainty, the drama, the promise of something unforgettable. In a league full of numbers and analytics, sometimes emotion wins the day. And right now, Yankee fans are running on pure emotion, imagining a season where every late lead feels untouchable, every save a statement, every pitch a roar. The Bronx might just be back, and with DURAN leading the charge, it's going to be one wild ride. If Part 1 was about shock and excitement, Part 2 is about what this move really means for the Yankees and Major League Baseball as a whole. Because make no mistake, this isn't just a roster upgrade, it's a cultural statement. When JHOAN DURAN walks into that Yankee clubhouse, he's bringing more than just speed. He's bringing fear. And in baseball, fear is a weapon. The Yankees have always thrived when they had that edge. When opponents didn't just play them, they felt them. Think back to the dynasty years, the intimidation, the aura, the swagger. That's what's been missing, and DURAN could be the one to reignite it. His energy, his passion, that wild intensity on the mound, it's contagious. Coaches talk about momentum players, guys who can change not just a game but an entire dugout's vibe. DURAN is that guy, and the Yankees, knowing their legacy, knew that's exactly the ingredient they've been lacking. This signing is bigger than velocity. It's about restoring identity, the kind that makes teams crumble in the Bronx before the first pitch even crosses the plate. But beneath all that hype, there's strategy at work, a calculated move to rebuild dominance from the back forward. The Yankees front office knows championships are now won with depth, not just star power. Look at recent World Series winners. Elite bullpens, flexible rotations, relentless pitching depth. DURAN gives them that, but also gives them something no analytics sheet can quantify: fear factor. Imagine a playoff series where opposing lineups have to deal with Garrett Cole for 6 innings and then face DURAN throwing pure fire in the 8th or 9th. It changes everything. Hitters start pressing earlier. Managers adjust too soon. The whole rhythm of the game collapses under pressure. That's what makes this move so brilliant. It's psychological as much as it's physical. Cashman didn't just buy a reliever. He bought chaos for every opposing hitter. And the scary part? DURAN is still improving. His control, his command, his secondary pitches, all trending upward. The Yankees might have just caught him on the verge of superstardom. Now, let's talk chemistry. Reports say DURAN has already connected with several Yankees players over social media, including Aaron Judge and Nestor Cortez. Judge apparently sent him a welcome message that read, "Ready to shut it down together," which immediately went viral among fans. That's the kind of unity you can't fake. You can feel that brotherhood starting to form, and that's huge for a team that's been criticized in recent years for feeling too mechanical, too corporate. DURAN's personality, vibrant, fearless, unapologetic, could inject the spark that this locker room has needed. He celebrates with fire, he pitches with emotion, and in New York, that kind of energy doesn't just play, it thrives. You can already imagine Yankee Stadium feeding off his passion. Every strikeout met with thunderous applause and chants echoing through the Bronx night. This is how new eras begin, not quietly, but explosively. And DURAN, with his 104 miles per hour fastball and lion-hearted demeanor, is the perfect storm for this city. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. Still, for every ounce of excitement, there's the looming question: can the Yankees handle the pressure that now comes with expectation? Because with this signing, anything short of a deep playoff run will be viewed as a disappointment. The bar has been raised, and that's exactly what the organization wanted. The Yankees didn't sign DURAN to make headlines. They signed him to bring home hardware. But that kind of pressure can break teams, and it'll be up to Aaron Boone and his staff to channel it the right way. Fortunately, DURAN doesn't seem like the type to shy away from big moments. In fact, he thrives on them. Scouts have said he pitches with controlled fury, the kind of mindset that can dominate in October. If he can stay healthy and focused, this move could redefine not just the Yankees' bullpen, but the entire landscape of the American League. The message to everyone else is loud and clear. The Bronx Bombers are back in the business of fear. What makes this entire storyline even juicier is how it impacts rivalries. The Yankees-Red Sox dynamic? Reignited. The Blue Jays' rising power? Tested. The Orioles' youthful surge? Challenged. Every contender in the AL East just got a new problem to solve, and his name is DURAN. Imagine Fenway Park in the ninth inning, the crowd on edge, and DURAN stepping in from the bullpen as New York, New York echoes faintly from traveling fans. That's cinematic baseball, the kind of energy that makes sports unforgettable. Even the league's top hitters, from Vlad Guerrero Jr. to Rafael Devers, will have to rethink their approach. A single misjudged swing against DURAN's fastball could end a rally before it begins. And that's exactly how the Yankees want it. They're not trying to outslug everyone anymore. They're trying to suffocate them. It's a philosophical shift. Power through pitching, intimidation through dominance. The Yankees have always been larger than life. And with DURAN and pinstripes, that legend just got louder. At the end of the day, this signing feels like destiny meeting opportunity. The Yankees needed a statement. DURAN needed a stage. Together, they've created one of the most thrilling storylines baseball could ask for. The image of him standing on that mound in pinstripes, hat tilted low, crowd roaring, it feels inevitable already. There's something poetic about it, something that speaks to baseball's timeless rhythm of renewal and resurgence. Every great franchise goes through lulls, and every great franchise finds its spark again. Maybe this is the moment the Yankees rediscover their fire. Maybe this is where a new chapter begins, one defined by velocity, swagger, and unshakable belief. Jhoan Duran isn't just a pitcher. He's a message. A message that the Bronx doesn't rebuild, it reloads. And as the lights of Yankee Stadium glow brighter than ever, you can almost hear the whisper in the air. Baseball's balance of power just shifted. The empire has risen again, and it's throwing absolute heat. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.